This is Valley News Live at noon.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Larson. President Biden held a call with Chinese President Xi Jinping this morning to discuss the war in Ukraine. The two leaders spoke for about an hour and 50 minutes. Reporter Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
The White House says President Biden is using his call with Chinese President Xi Jinping to warn China not to support Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We have made clear our deep concerns about China's alignment with Russia and the potential implications and consequences of that.
China has refused to condemn the war. Beijing says it recognizes Ukraine's sovereignty, but adds that Russia has legitimate security concerns. And Russia has reportedly asked China for military aid, everything from surface to air missiles to drones to MREs, food for its forces in Ukraine.
China will bear responsibility for any actions it takes to support Russia's aggression, and we will not hesitate to impose costs.
Kevin Rudd, Australia's former prime minister and founder of the Asia Society, says China is aware of the impact sanctions could have on their economy.
They are not in the mood to suffer secondary sanctions themselves.
Congress has moved quickly on President Biden's request to revoke Russia's most favored nation trade status.
The House passed the bill last night, 424 to 8. Congresswoman Victoria Spartz, who was born in Ukraine, spoke out in support.
They cannot just go kill a bunch of people, destroy cities, kill women and children, and then go back and have business as usual.
Russia continued its bombardment Friday, hitting the western Ukrainian city of Lviv, not far from the Polish border. And Russian TV showed President Vladimir Putin in a packed stadium Friday, rallying support for the invasion of Ukraine. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The Senate is expected to take up the Russian trade status bill next week. There's bipartisan support to approve the bill. It's been a great week with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, but the melting snow could refreeze and create some slick areas. Let's hop over to meteorologist Nathan Hopper with a quick look at the weather. Nathan?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. That's one thing we're watching for tonight with cold temperatures, that the melting we're seeing this afternoon refreezes, making for some more slippery spots. But for this afternoon, we're seeing now that fog that was around this morning finally starting to lift. Bit of a breeze there on our Grand Forks Home of Economy Skycam, and just a few clouds here or there. So just a beautiful shot there from the Grand Forks Home of Economy location. Temperature right now in Fargo, 37 degrees. The wind has picked up a little bit, 6 miles per hour, but still a nice calm wind for us in Fargo. Also 37 degrees this hour in Moorhead. Visibility is still something we're concerned about, mainly in the Oaks area. Take a look at this, still seeing a reading there of 0 miles visibility there in Oaks. So if you are still planning some lunchtime travels, make sure to keep that in mind, especially around Oaks. You may encounter some areas of reduced visibility. So again, use those low beams and slow down if you do encounter that fog there. Still seeing some lower clouds or some fog in the Halleck, Crookston, Grafton areas, but it's significantly improved from where it was at the peak of the foggy conditions earlier. Look at these temperatures. 40 already in Jamestown, 32 in Oaks where that fog is still hanging on, 42 in Aberdeen, 35 there in Grand Forks. So of course, things are going to stay warm with some sunshine for us, Alex. But of course, I'll talk about how warm we get today and how warm the weekend is going to be coming up here in a few minutes.
How warm the weekend is going to be.
That's right.
It's been a long time since we've heard that.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Thank you, Nathan. An Amber Alert out of Minnesota has been canceled. Police were scrambling to find 2-year-old Robert Ramirez, who they believe was kidnapped early yesterday morning in the city of Westport, which is about 20 miles southeast of Alexandria. The child is safe and police have one suspect in custody. There aren't any details on how the child was found or who the suspect is, but we expect more information later today. A problem with the dryer is what fire crews say caused a small fire at a Casey's in South Fargo. It happened at around 4 this morning on the 200 block of 42nd Street South. Fire officials say an employee put the fire out with an extinguisher. No injuries reported, and crews are still assessing damage to the store. 9 people, including several players on a New Mexico college golf team, are dead. And police are now confirming that a 13-year-old was driving the truck that hit the school van. Officials say the front left tire of the truck, which was a spare, failed, causing the truck to swerve into oncoming traffic. The pickup hit the van head on. Investigators believe several people in both vehicles were not wearing seatbelts. Meanwhile, 6 people are confirmed dead following a massive pileup on a Missouri interstate. 47 vehicles on both sides of Interstate 57, and officials say a car fire spread to nearby semi-trucks. Several motorists were also reported injured. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating the wreckage. So far, heavy fog is being blamed as the cause. A small border town in Washington state is seeing an influx of travelers from Canada as drivers are looking for cheaper gas. In areas near the Canadian border, gas is around 50 cents a gallon cheaper than in Canada. Drivers that do cross say they save anywhere from $30 to $40 when filling up. Officials say that drivers crossing the border are also boosting the economy of small towns that have not fully recovered from the pandemic. Coming up at noon, a park in Otter Tail County is offering a unique experience for visitors. But first, temperatures will look great this weekend, but a system moving in next week will change some things. Weather is next.